Good morning, everyone. Guess what today is? This will be my last birthday video. My youngest one. Ooh. And then there is one for each of them, right? Yes. January 22nd, 1998. Our last one was born. It took 7 years between our third one and our fourth one. Yes. And it was very interesting. After we had 3, that was a good number, and they were all 2 years apart. And yep. And then in 1997, I believe it was, 1996, we received a blessing. Yes. And I really wanted one more child. But one doesn't just make these decisions on one own, by herself. And 3 children, that was really enough, to make sure that one can take care of them all properly, this, that, and not be too overwhelmed, maybe. But I always wanted to have lots of children. Since I gave birth so easily, right? Why not have a whole bunch of them? And after the blessing, that desire just really became very strong. And it was one of those things again. I think that I really truly believe that God decided when we had children, every one of them was inspired by God. Right? And it was the same with my youngest one. Yep, I can tell you even, I knew immediately when I was pregnant. But yep. And it was just amazing on how that came all to be. And I was so happy. We were happy. And I was 33 when I had Chloe, our youngest one. It was a little bit different. How was it different? My body was a little bit different. It felt a little different than being in your earlier 20s and having, going into your later 20s and having children. There seemed to be a difference. Yet, the pregnancy, I can't remember a whole lot about the pregnancy. I was too busy. I had a 7, 9, and 11-year-old, and homeschooled all of them, plus the house, plus the garden, plus being pregnant, just being pregnant. And I have to say, my youngest one didn't give me any particular discomfort or anything. And I wasn't the big one for morning sickness anyway. Except for with our son, about 6 months pregnant, which was a bit of a concern, but not for long. Then, so it just kind of went. I seemed to be just pregnant for 9 months, not really realizing I was pregnant. Yeah, okay, you get big enough, and yep, here goes the backache. Yep, here goes. And there was one concern that I had. I had an injury, a back injury, that nobody could do anything about it, and I was a little worried about that. What is a pregnancy and birth going to do to that? Well, long story short, it all went just fine when it came to that. So here we are, 7 years later, and I'm getting in contact with my midwife again. I did go see, did I? I don't even remember if I went and saw a doctor at all. I do know that I did get always the blood tests done, just to know, okay, in case one has to prepare for one thing or another about a baby, okay. Everything was fine there, though. No ultrasounds, nothing. I can't remember. Did I go see a doctor? I cannot even remember. In any case, I called Kathy, my midwife that I had with all the other three. I said, guess what? She said, you're pregnant. Yes! I said, what do you think? She says, yeah, she still had her license, wasn't practicing anymore as a midwife that goes out and does home births, though. And I said, well, how we do that? She said, you know what? This one will be complimentary, right? I delivered all the other three. This one will be at no cost. We'll just, it's been such an honor to be there with the birth of your children, this, that. So, oh, okay. So as far as I remember, I had a few visits with her. Everything went just fine. It was so, yeah, there'll be another baby. And that was about it. So the one thing, though, because she was working now someplace as a nurse midwife, yes, at a hospital or somewhere, she needed to know, okay, when she needed to take the day off. I'm going, how's that going to work, I mean, my contractions could start and, during the middle of the day or, right, yes, and knowing how quickly that goes here with me. In any case, so, okay, all right. We'll see how that works. And I had a friend next door, also a homeschooling mom. She had home births, and hers were long and laborious, and oh dear me. And she heard about the births that I had, but she was never there. We had moved after we already had three of our children to the house across the street from them. She says, I want to be there. I want to see how that works with someone like you. I said, oh, sure. So here comes the time. And it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And Kathy told me, now, call me about between 5 and 6. That would be, right? Before 6 o'clock would be good. 5 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I'm going, something feels different. Didn't have any contractions or anything, okay? Something feels different. Something's, my back was tweaking. And as I woke up and going, could I have contractions? It's just one of those things. I can't feel them again. And, but I knew something was going, somehow I just knew something was going on, right? Yes? Yeah, that's when spirit world works with you too. And I thought, yes, 5:15 comes around and I'm going, do I call her? Do I not call her? Something said, call her. I did. So I called her and said, Kathy, I think. She says, do I need to come right away? I said, honestly, I have to tell you, I just have this feeling. She said, well, I know your feelings. I'll be there, right? She says, I'm going to get ready. If things pick up faster, then give me a call back. She got there about 6:30, I think, 7 o'clock. And I also made a call over to our friend about that time. I said, hey, if you want to come over, I think by then I knew I was having contractions. But again, they were just like, ugh. Okay, here I'm going, ugh. I'm sure every other mom goes, oh, please don't do that. It was one of those, are they contractions? Is this really happening? You still have that little, right? Just because, what are the stories out there, right? Yes? So I had already 3 children beforehand, everybody a little bit different, So this one was someone in between Emily and Ishi. Emily, where the contractions just more and more came on, this, that, and Yeah, but nice pace, and there you go, yeah. And with Ishi, where I'm going, I don't know, do I have any contractions? But something's happening, and you're ready to push. Oh, okay. It's kind of in between that. So here I am, we're sitting on the bed, and I'm getting tired of waiting. It's about 8 o'clock now. I'm getting tired of waiting, and I get up and I'm going, guys, I'm going to start cleaning. And Kathy just sits there going, oh, yeah, okay, you do whatever you want. And I had been dilating, but she said, you might be taking a little longer this time. You're not dilating as fast as you did in the past. And my friend just sits there and she says, are you having any contractions? I said, yeah. She says, but I can't tell you're having any. I'm going, well, they're there, but what do I have to do? Holler every time or something? Well, anyway, so I got up and I started cleaning. I started cleaning the bathroom, which was right across from the room. I started walking and said, hey, anybody hungry? I'm going to go make some breakfast. And my friend from across, she's just looking at, she said, I'm not believing this. What are you doing? I said, keeping busy, going up and down the steps, get this going. And it took about 45 minutes. Yeah, about 8:30, 8:45. I said, Kathy's starting to hurt. And she's like, okay, let's check you, okay? And she said, yep. She said, I'd say a couple more contractions, you're ready to push. My friend, she's just up there, she said, wait a second. What just happened? Where's the labor? And Kathy looks and says, yep, that's kind of what happens with her. And anyway, so we had Emily and Christina were there, and Ishi went with his aunt and Ned, a little boy that we were fostering. They went to have donuts. So it was pretty busy already in the house. I had my father-in-law here as well, there as well. And he heard that I was in labor, and he looked at the chimney. We didn't really have heat in the house at the time, and it was in California, Berkeley. It kind of was warm, yeah. And he says, that's ridiculous. We're going to put some heat in this house. And you guys got to remember, we had just moved into that house not too long ago. We were still working on it somewhat too. It was very livable, okay? I mean, really already done a lot of work, but the heat factor. Anyway, so they were working, father and son were working downstairs, hooking up the little stove that we had. And that was kind of cool. I'm in labor upstairs. Oh, wonderful. So it hit about 9 o'clock, and now I could feel it. Okay, now something's definitely going on. I'm ready for this baby. And she said, okay, you're ready to push. And I started pushing, and my legs suddenly started shaking. I've never experienced that before. I mean, it was like, whoa, what is going on? This is not, and Kathy, I've had the best midwife. I mean, she was such a godsend, and I have no doubt that she was that for every woman and baby that she was there for. There was nothing that brought this lady out of her quiet zone, calm zone, which, of course, that's the best thing for the mothers and the baby, right? Yes? Yeah. So she suddenly realized, oh, something's going on with her. She, not physically. It was kind of psychologically seemed like or something. She just leans in, she says, what do you need? What do you need? Not how can I help you or what's going on. She says, what do you need? I said, I need my husband. I need my husband to be here. I need him right now. And I said, I'm not giving birth until he comes. And so Kathy just, okay, go on, get him. And he comes up and he holds my hand. I said, I'm ready now. my legs stopped shaking. And again, I think 2 or 3 pushes, and here goes the baby, right? Here she comes. Oh, she was, again, so beautiful. She had the biggest black head of hair I have ever seen on a little one. And she was full term, 8 pounds, 6 ounces, my heaviest one. And her whole body was covered with hair. Not a whole lot, but there was definitely, and it was all black. And it was so cute. I mean, it was just so cute. Her whole back had this dark covering of just fluff. She came with a full head of hair. We're not trying. Her hair was this long. I'm not kidding. It was like, oh, amazing. And she was just so beautiful. Everything was just perfect. She opened her eyes, and she had these, just with the dark hair, her beautifully sculpted face, this roundish, little long, not, it wasn't long, it wasn't exactly round all around, it had a little bit of, and these black eyes that just stared at you with already this intense stare that she can have even now, and this dark head of hair, and everyone's just going, whoa. Anyway, beautiful. Just what a moment again. And I remember my friend just sitting there, and her eyes just were, and she says, the first thing she says, if I did not experience that myself with you, I would not believe it if someone told me. Yeah. So here we go. Everything went well. And I remember they bathed her up. I cleaned myself up. And she went immediately to sleep and didn't move for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So she was born about 9:15, 9:30, something like that, in the morning on January 22nd, 1998. What a moment. What a blessing. Amazing. Beautiful baby. Healthy, healthy, healthy. So, I remember, so we were on the second floor, and people just were coming and going. How they all found out that I had a baby that day, it's beyond me. But here I am. So it's morning time, and I hadn't really eaten anything. Of course you don't. I mean, that's not a good idea to eat just before you give birth. And here I am. People are coming and going, and I'm smelling the food, and people are downstairs. I hear them laughing and talking, and here I'm up there. And I guess I could have gotten up and go down there, but you're tired after you've been given birth. I tend to lose quite a bit of blood, so I'm not going to go down there and get dressed, and I didn't want to do that. And, leave the baby. And so here I am. I'm getting more and more hungry, and nobody's coming to check on me. It's like I gave birth. Here is Chloe and I. Oh, and Paul got to name her, because we're pretty sure this will be our last one. And I said, it'd kind of be unfair if I really get to name this one too. It should be even that. So he named her. And Chloe, I think, was an aunt that he knew or something, a great aunt or something. Chloe it was, and I loved it as well. Beautiful name, with the 2 dots on the E, which Chloe's very particular about, by the way. And So anyway, so they were all having a party downstairs, and here I'm upstairs. I'm going, man, I am so hungry. And finally, someone came to visit. It was almost, you won't believe this, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And someone came up, and I immediately said, I am really hungry. Can I have something to eat? And they're like, whoa, yeah, sure, go downstairs, right? Yeah. Anyway, it was one of those things where just, well, I just gave birth. Here is the baby and the mama, and they forgot all about me. And the baby, in a way. They had such a great time down there. There was a party going on downstairs. I don't know how many people were there. I still to this day don't know. And they were playing music, and they were just having fun. What a great. Then also, I did get my rest though. So, and, I mean, it probably was a good thing again. I had plenty to drink up there, so that wasn't the problem. So things go the way they go. But that was a kind of a funny thing, there you go. Well, that's the fourth one, so, interesting on how that works. Yeah. And here I am going, they're having a party downstairs, and I'm hungry. I remember that so well. So there it went. Once again, I remember Christina, she was, what was she? She was about 10, 11, yeah. And she didn't say anything at that time, but as she got older, sometimes when we recalls her, she says, yeah, Mom, that was just gross. That was just gross. And Ishi came home, after having gone for donuts, and he was so disappointed that he wasn't there. So, how interesting, right? Yes, you're there. You're not there, right? Yes, okay. In any case, so there we go. Chloe was such an amazing baby. She didn't sleep. She would take these cat naps. Never had a child like that, with plenty of breast milk, this and that, who you put down, and 20 minutes later she'd be up again. I mean, my thinking, now when I think back, there was so much going on while I was pregnant with her, right? Yes? So, and the baby supposedly can hear, right, through your tummy. And there must have been so much going on that even in the womb, she was most likely awake a lot. Right? Yes? I don't know. But she was so different when it came to that, to the other three. And always was like that. Stayed that way. I remember I started reading children's books to her when she was about 3 weeks old. And she'd stare at the pages while I turned them, this, that. I mean, and stay awake. You would think she'd be going to sleep, right? Yeah? No. Mm-mm. So that's how it went. She was a really happy baby in a serious way. You will rarely find a picture when she's little where she smiled in a picture. Even when she was 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years old, when it was time to say cheese, she'd stay there, just would stand there and give you this furrowed brow look and stare. But she was a really content, happy baby. I mean, she was a content baby. She rarely cried. And when she did, it was something important. And she was just busy with the other three, even though she was quite a bit younger, right? Yes. She managed quite well to keep up with them. Yes. And there was one more very interesting thing about her. Her hair is as straight hair can be. that was a surprise because no one, not the parents nor the other three, have that kind of straight hair. In my husband's lineage, there is Cherokee blood, Creek Cherokee blood. And it definitely came out in Chloe's, in her features, in her hair. She tried to get a perm one time when she was a teenager, and they told her straight out, "Your hair can't. There's no way a perm will stay in your hair. It's too straight. So don't waste your money." And just so interesting, again, right? How every child is different, a little different, their own person, an individual, right? Yes. And again, on amazingly, on how I felt that day in the morning, today, 25 years ago, at 5 o'clock. Yep, I think. Maybe not. Should I not? And I did call, and sure enough, right? So again, 2.5, 3 hour, yep, mild labor, and then about 15, 20 minutes of active labor. Done. Ah, I feel like that every time that I had a child, I was blessed with just the right people to be there. Oh, except for, didn't anybody think to bring me some food? Come and check on me? Yes. and I, don't get me wrong, because I did his, they're sleep, she's sleeping and the baby's sleeping, so maybe a little later. So right here I'm going, no, I'm not sleeping, but I don't know, I didn't haul her down. It's not like I'm a quiet person or anything. It was just the way it was, and that's how it was. I can't get over that one. Still thinking, let me starve up there. Anyway, but always the right people were there, and to have been blessed with a midwife as kind and intuitive, knowledgeable. It just was so wonderful. Yes? Yeah. That's something in my life that I, every so often, I guess it's every birthday that comes around at the children, other times of the year, just I think of that wonderful woman who was there guiding my children to see the light, right? Yes? And guiding me. What amazing women midwives are. I have to mention that. What amazing women they are. Eternally grateful. Yes. So there it is. My youngest one, 25 years old. Am I getting older too? Guess I am. Yeah. But this is my last birthday story. Yes. So wonderful. Yes. Well, anyway, there it is. Most gotta say a prayer today for all parents out there, all couples out there who would love to have their own child. I send out a prayer that your wish will be fulfilled. Maybe not in the way that you want it, but in the way that you need it. Yes? Yes. Now lay it in God's hands. Okay? And He's with you in your decision making. Yes. And that somehow, yes, setting up. But my prayers today on my youngest one's 25 years old today, January 22nd, 2022 today. Saying a prayer for all couples out there to be blessed with a child. Yes? Who want them? That's it. God's love and blessings always, and may He protect you, and we'll talk to you another time.